What's up, YouTube? Little Jandal here. It's Thursday evening, 7:07 Central Time. So, I went on YouTube earlier, found somebody decided to knock on my channel. Well, knock on the subscriber. Well, I ended up calling him out. It was in response to my McJuggerNuggets video, the last McJuggerNuggets video I made, which was my opinions and reaction to video games being destroyed. Now, I replied in kind. And honestly, here's the way I look at things. This is just me. I'm going to go ahead and say it again. I've said it before through comments. I'm sure I've said it even in some of my videos. I'm going to make this short and sweet. This video, at least. Because this individual, and I'm not going to say this individual's name. I don't want to put this individual on full blast because I'm not trying to put him on blast. And pretty much what I'm going to say is pretty simple. He or she, sorry if you guys heard a weird blur in the background, my video thing kicked up. So, now, this individual, pretty much put me first on blast saying that, calling me a deadbeat 40-year-old just looking for something to do out of boredom. And telling me to get a life. I responded in kind, just saying that, and actually, you know what? I'll just go through the whole thing. And like I said, I'm not putting this user on blast. If you guys will find out when you look at the comments. This individual has done, really, to me, no harm by me. I've heard worse things than this. How are you to say McJuggerNuggets is an attention-seeking idiot? Do you know him personally? No. You can say nothing about what he and his family go through. You're not even half of what he is, has 1 million subs. You're just a deadbeat 40-year-old with 18 just looking to do something out of boredom. Look at yourself talking about other people when you don't even know them. Get a life, fool. Honestly, I gotta laugh at it. Just because, I've heard far worse insults. And honestly, it's not, like I said, I have nothing against this person. Because, I'll go ahead and read off the, I pretty much, quote-unquote, fired back in kind for it. So, and it goes, for me, so me saying this back, and it goes to show that what you honestly know. Do you know him personally? No, I highly doubt it. I've said numerous times I could care less. I don't get bored at all. I actually have a life outside in the world. For you to say that I don't know what he and his family goes through also shows that you know nothing at all. You apparently believe the stuff he does is for real, and I have stated I don't care if it's real or not. But if you haven't noticed the whole ordeal, I'm referring to when I say he, McJuggerNuggets, gets upset about games when in the grand scheme of things, with the money he makes, they're easy to replace. To me, that's a truth. If McJuggerNuggets is making all these dollars, which the way it's looking, with all the skits he's done and the Psycho series, which is his biggest cash cow, I'm gonna call it that. He could replace the video games, and honestly, I can't. And people are right. We can't. Who are we to say whether it's real or fake? A lot of people believe it's all fake and it's all scripted. I honestly, as I've stated before, I'm stating again, I could care less. Because whether it's real or fake, some of his videos, of McJuggerNuggets videos, I will admit, have some entertainment value. Okay, now moving on. And you want to knock on the whole subscriber thing. I don't care how many I get. I've stated before, I'd be surprised if I ever got any subscribers. And most of his being McJuggerNuggets, apparently are youths. And I put in parentheses, no judgment on them being those subscribers. Because in the grand scheme, we subscribe. We as YouTubers can subscribe to whomever we like to subscribe to. Or people who sympathize with him. Now, that can vary. That could be adults. It could be adults, could be kids, it could be teenagers. I can't say. Some could be adults even. Sorry. And sorry, my friend of mine messaging me about, getting on Destiny. Good game still, but it's not 100% what I wished it was, but, can't judge that. Okay. So, now where was I? Okay. So, no judgment on them, people sympathize. Okay, and to be perfectly honest with you, telling someone to get a life makes you look more the fool for even saying something before you stop to consider why someone posts a video. People are sick and tired of his videos for various reasons. And yes, there are those that, there's a lot of users or YouTubers that give McJuggerNuggets flack and a lot of shit. I kind of, I'm on the fence, like I said. I don't support him, but I'm not against him either. Plain and simple. You want to stay on his, well, and for me, I had put, not really expletive, the little asterisk. But pretty much, if you want to stay on his ass, and for me, like I said, that part I said, because I was a little ticked just because he would say this. But I was like, you want to stay on his bleep? Feel free. But don't judge someone just because they feel the way they do about anybody. Whether it's McJuggerNuggets, Big Brother, their father, or just about anyone. In case you hadn't noticed from the entire collection of videos in his Psycho series, he's had more things destroyed than anyone I know in reality. And honestly, I've seen far worse treatment than having games destroyed. I'd rather have my video games destroyed rather than be physically, mentally, and emotionally abused every day by alcoholic parents for 15 years. I've seen it, and honestly, for you to say something like you don't know what he and his family go through just shows what you know. And it's less than nothing. You think you have the right to point fingers and judge someone, and yet you only expose yourself, no one else. Now, pretty much with that, the last part of it, was pretty much me just saying to this individual, you have the right to your opinion, but don't judge somebody if they're, in a sense, if their opinion is different from yours. He later responds that, you know what, you're right, my apologies. I already have evidence that his videos aren't real, and I understand that all of his viewers are youth. I don't know him personally either, but have to admit that you can't judge somebody on what they post on YouTube, whether it's fake or not. Deep down, they're still human. And I think he meant to say is, but he says I. But it's just a guy trying to make a living off of YouTube. And I see that you're trying to do the same by sharing your videos with the world. And all of your subscribers appreciate that you take the time out of your day to talk to them. And I have to admit, you do post some pretty good content. Wouldn't be surprised if you did make it to the fame of YouTube. So my bad for knocking your channel and talking shit when you were just trying to post your opinion. Now I'm going to subscribe because you post good vids. Really though, my apologies. I later reply saying that honestly, and this is really the truth for me, guys. If I make it to 500 subscribers, I would literally be surprised. Because all my vids, really, guys, they're not edited. So you guys are pretty much seeing, unfiltered content, no, cuts here and there. You guys are seeing the full experience of sorts. And I'm not that good with editing videos, per se. That's the truth. And I figured people liked the whole experience. Me going over, doing the full videos, not cutting them off like others can. Like McJuggerNuggets does some cuts here and there on some of his videos. Like where it's one spot, then all of a sudden it's in another place. But I do know there are some that like it. Just doing the highlights, getting down to the nitty gritty. And I mentioned that in this comment. And I'm not judging. I'm not judging McJuggerNuggets. Only one person can do that. You know who that is. It's just that with him, it becomes the same old song and dance, if you get my meaning. And while his videos can be entertaining, the same song and dance can get stale fast. And he just replied saying, yeah, I see what you're saying. It is the same old thing every time. Yelling, screaming, and a little crying every video. And trust me, you will make it to 500 subs. Now, for that, I'm not this user. I'm gonna put this on. I'll put this on YouTube so you'll get to hear this, so you'll know who you are. This is actual good way of civilly talking things down. Like pretty much, you pretty much talked shit on me. In a sense, I kind of fired back, but giving a more detail of what I was talking about. That to me is just the fact that he and I, I'm not going to say we connected, but through that, the disconnect, if you will, between me and this user connected. If you want to put it like that. I don't really know how to, how to put it. But honestly, dude, thank you for, for the whole, the faith that I'll make to 500 subscribers. And even going as far as to say that you believe that I will make it to where McJuggerNuggets is. Or, for me, that's that's kind of mind-blowing. And the reason I say this is not because I don't believe you. And honestly, it's still, for me, it's a little far-fetched. But for me, it's just the fact that, my limitations of doing videos. I'm either recording on, on my laptop, or I'm using my iPod. And my iPod's not really the best with making videos because I have to use, the flip thing so that you would see me. Like right now, you guys, I'm wearing a blue shark t-shirt, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. And you guys are able to see this, at least, you guys will get to see how, without it being reversed. My iPod can't do that. Even though I'll admit, seeing my hand go this way and it go the other way, you know what I mean. You guys get it. Like, seeing my hand go right when it's going left on the computer screen can be a little mind-boggling. Even though, you guys watch my videos. I've worn this shirt before, so you guys can probably see what I'm talking about. I was so, because originally, when you do a recording, it's the mirror reflection. For me, I put it in reverse. Kinda. So, with that being said, for this YouTube user that, kind of jumped on me, but at the same time was able to, start to disconnect, and connect it in. Thanks for, I'm not going to call the first thing you said hate or trash talk. Honestly, it kind of was. Hey, I've seen plenty of trash talking in the day. I'm 27 years old. I've seen a lot of crazy shit in high school. And I want to go ahead and tell you guys, and especially this one, when I mentioned the physical, mental, emotional abuse by alcoholic parents for 15 years, I'm referring to me. I underwent that shit. I didn't like, and honestly, even though I hated it, it sucked. My only sanctuary, guys, was my bedroom at the house, at my parents' house with the door locked. All I had was video games, music, writing. But honestly, the way I look at things, and this is my motto of sorts, when it comes to your experiences, it's not the experiences that define who you are. I feel that it's how you, as an individual, addresses and copes and deals with those experiences. That, to me, is what can define your life. And what I mean by this is, just because somebody treats you like shit for the longest period of time, just because somebody beats you physically, abuses you emotionally and mentally, just because people treat you like shit, Just because someone, calls you fat, ugly, dumb, retarded, that doesn't mean you are. Just because someone, if your family has a history of violence, doesn't mean you have to be. Look at me. I loathe violence, literally. I won't, and don't think I'm a pussy, because honestly, I know my way around a fight. I just don't want to. I hate fights more than any. I'm not gonna say I'm 100% pacifistic. I think that's how you say it. I only fight. I only do that if there's no way out. And even then, I would rather try to find a way out of that situation as much as, talk my way out of the situation. I try to find a different solution that doesn't resort to violence. Because here's my thing. I've mentioned this with a video that linked video games to violence. I've mentioned, and honestly, with some of my friends, I have labeled humanity as a whole a corrupted species. And in the United States, and this is my humble opinion, while I do believe this is one of the best places to live, even the United States has its terrible, glaring flaws. And to me, and this is where people may get the disconnect with me on here. The one that kind of gave me shit on YouTube, just about 2 hours ago, and then it got us going back and forth a little. You may get a disconnect with me on this. But to me, the biggest killer of sorts in this country, my opinion, you guys can agree or disagree, is politics, is greed, lies. And if you guys want to know why I think this, I'll go ahead and walk you through it. The latest thing I saw in the news, Dennis Hassert is, let's just put it this way. He's been in some legal shit for lying to the FBI. Then we had the Watergate scandal back in, Richard Nixon. Then we had the Monica Lewinsky scandal with Bill Clinton. Even though he was not impeached, he was not found guilty, or however that was found, however you want to word it. I mean, just look at our country. Look around the world. Violence, ISIS, the Al-Qaeda. I mean, all these different things. What's happened to us? Honestly, I remember, at least when I was a little kid, like when I was 5 years old, I don't think things were anywhere near this bad. Gas was like, $1.90, maybe even cheaper, I can't remember for the life of me. Now gas is almost $3. Then we get, at one point it went over $4, if memory serves correctly. Ugh. The war in Iraq, the war in Afghanistan, global warming, which I feel is on us. The industry is, here's the thing. I believe in human advancement, in a sense. But look at what the expense of it is. We're destroying forests and, habitats, killing off ozone. I mean, scientifically, there are some scientific studies that believe that eventually May not be in our lifetime, guys. But there are apparently some studies that, and scientists fear, eventually the Earth may become uninhabitable. The South Pole, Antarctica. Ice is breaking up badly, and people, fear it's going to work its way up. The water level is going to rise. Places are going to go under. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of, and this is where, whether the Earth is too far gone to save, whether the ozone layer, I don't know. Humanity, it may be the same, may be too far gone to save as well. I don't know. I don't think really anyone can give that answer. You can take an educated guess, and people may not, some people may think you're crazy, some may see the logic. But as a people, and I'm saying this as a citizen of humanity, a citizen of the U.S., a citizen of the planet Earth. What has happened to humanity? Back then, we had world wars. In the if I remember correctly, my grandfather on my dad's side, who, rest in peace, I remember my granddad died on Father's Day back in 2003. We had World War II, World War I. All these wars that have been stirred is Israel and the Palestinians over the Gaza Strip, Syria. Was it Syria or Libya? I can't remember which one. It was ruler Gaddafi, Muammar Gaddafi, I think was his name. Then there's ISIS, the Taliban, the Al Qaeda. And then Iran with this nuclear stuff that was going on. It was either Iran or it was Iran. And then trying to set sanctions, the US trying to get them to, because they were afraid that there was going to be a nuclear war as a result. Whether that's the case or not, I don't know. Only whoever's doing the nuclear stuff in Iran would know that. But it's still, in a sense, it revolves around politics. People stabbing others in the back to try to get to the top. Is this what humanity's doomed to? A never-ending cycle of lies, greed, lust, war, betrayal, broken promises? Is that the best that we as humans can do? I don't know, guys. But that wraps up this video. I actually thought it was going to be like a 5-10 minute video. It ended up being about 24 minutes. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'll go ahead and wrap it off here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The guy that did like I said, the whole back and forth with. Like I said to you, no harm, no foul. I'm fine with you. Feel free to hit that like button. And also hit the subscribe button if you like what you guys heard. And as always in life, and honestly what you should always do every day of your life, live it to the fullest and keep it real.